Now let's move to the next one, which is melisma, or what is popularly known as runs. Now, this is simply singing multiple pitches on a single syllable, often with inflections between them. It's quite common in R&B, gospel, classical, Middle Eastern, and South Asian music. And what it does is it adds vocal agility and emotional intensity. Now listen to this example using the same song. Almighty God, full of power and might, you conquered death, now you are a victory.
If you can talk, you can sing, there is really nothing to it.
Breathe in, breathe out, add a little vibrato. You said anyone can sing, but you gotta be consistent.
Know your do re mi is just like 1, 2, 3.
You will be the best and you will sing so well. It's time to sing with Frank at TBL.
Hello everybody, you're welcome to today's video, and today's subject in singing, we're going to be discussing inflection in singing. What is inflection? Inflection refers to the subtle changes in pitch, tone, dynamics, and expression that a vocalist uses to add emotion, style, and meaning to their performance. It's like the musical equivalent of vocal inflection in speech. The way we change how we say something to convey different emotions or intentions. For instance, if I go, "Hello, how are you?" You can hear the inflection is different from when I say it without life or soul. "Hello, how are you?" You see that? No life, no inflection, no emotion attached to it, or, "Oh no, oh no, something great happened to me today and I'm full of tears of joy." Did you hear that? All what you're hearing with the words are vocal inflection. Now, while there are various ways you can add inflection to your singing, like pitch variation, dynamics, tone and color, which is timbre, vibrato and straight tone, articulation and phrasing, I just want to talk about one today. I want to zoom in and major on one of them today, which is pitch variation. How can you use a pitch variation to add emotion, style, and meaning to your performance or to your singing? I'll show you in this video. Now, pitch inflection in singing is one of the most expressive tools a vocalist can use to shape a melody beyond what's written in the sheet music. It's how singers manipulate pitch intentionally to convey emotion, emphasize certain words, or give a stylistic flair to their performance. Let's dive deep into everything you need to know about pitch inflection in singing, including techniques, stylistic uses, theory, and training tips. So, what is pitch inflection? Pitch inflection refers to subtle or sometimes dramatic changes in pitch, either above or below a given note, for expressive purposes. It doesn't change the basic melodic contour, but adds nuance and often gives the melody a more human and emotionally resonant quality. Now, let's talk about the first one, okay, which is called glissando or a slide. Now, a glissando or slide is a smooth slide from one pitch to another, or from one pitch to several other pitches or notes. Glissando is 2. For instance, you have you can go a slid from the top one to the bottom one, rather than going all right, now I can slide through several of them and go further down. I can also go up. Now, it's mostly used in genres like blues, jazz, pop, and Indian classical. What does it do? It adds a soulful or yearning quality. Now, let's look at an example in a song. Now, the song I'm going to use for this example is called Victoria's God. Okay, I'm gonna use a few lines of it. And by the way, this song is by the Lovers Singers, a beautiful song you have to check out. For the best worship and praise songs, you have to check out the Lovers Singers. Now, let's apply glissando or slide. Almighty God, full of power and might, you conquered death, now you are a victory. Did you hear the ending? I went, Almighty God. Now, it's a bit too much because this example is just for slide, okay? You don't have to do it at the end of every line, okay? Let's talk about the next one, which is called scoop. Now, scoop is a quick slide up into a note from slightly below it. Common in pop, soul, and jazz. It gives a relaxed conversational feel. And sometimes I tell singers, rather than singing or try to hit the exact notes, why not scoop it? It helps you with your pitch better. It helps you hit it correctly than just singing it directly. Okay, let me show you an example. Almighty God, full of power and might, you conquered death, now you are a victory. Did you hear that? God. Now let's talk about the next one, which is a dip or fall off. A pitch that drops slightly after being hit, usually towards the end of a note or phrase, is what we call a dip or fall off. What does it do? It adds emotion or a dramatic finish to the line or to the word. Used heavily in gospel, blues, and R&B. What does this sound like? So let me show you. Almighty God, full of power and might, you conquered death, now you are a victory. Okay, so I added it again to the end of each line. Almighty God, fall off. Instead of going, Almighty God, can go, Almighty God, full of power and might. You can also go up like I did that time. Might. Now let's move to the next one, which is melisma, or what is popularly known as runs. Now, this is simply singing multiple pitches on a single syllable, often with inflections between them. It's quite common in R&B, gospel, classical, Middle Eastern, and South Asian music. And what it does is it adds vocal agility and emotional intensity. Now listen to this example using the same song. Almighty God, full of power and might, you conquered death, now you are a victory. I'm not gonna go deep in riffs and runs because it's a whole series on its own. The next one is vocal fry or creak onset. Not technically pitch inflection, but can color the pitch entrance with low register creaky sound. So this is how it sounds. Now using the same song, here's an example. Almighty God, full of power and might, you conquered death. Did you hear that? Almighty God, full of power and might, you. So I added it in Almighty, and you conquered death. Now let me give you some styles or genres and the inflections that are typical to those kind of genres, because you have to have different kind of approach to different kind of songs, if you know what I mean. So you don't just have one style for every song. There are different genres, and I'm just gonna give you some of the typical basic inflections used in these genres. That doesn't mean you can't use others, but these are quite common to these genres that I'm gonna name right now. So the first one is jazz. In jazz, you find a lot of scoops, a lot of falls, a lot of pitch bending, and subtle glides. Did you get that? Now the next one is pop. In pop, you find a lot of scoops, a lot of vocal fry. You can find a lot of glissando as well, and melisma. You'd also find slight nasal inflection, like yodeling, and that's another one. Okay, so for instance, I'm sure you know what yodeling is, like yo. Now if you can do it, you're halfway there to applying it to an actual song. So in a song, it will sound like this: Almighty God, full of power, full of. So the of, I made it like a falsetto, because when you go oh, the one that goes up, the note that goes up, if you can make it falsetto, that would be beautiful. And then also we need to hear that break. We need to hear that what do I call it? It's called disconnect. Yeah. Oh, Almighty God, full of power and might, full of power and might, you conquered death. Did you hear where I applied it? Full of power and might. You can apply it to the middle of a word or the end of a word, not just the whole of the word, but maybe a part of the word. Like, listen to mighty. Almighty God, Almighty God. Did you hear that? So in classical, we have more restrained inflection, some vibrato nuance. So let me round off by giving you the reason why vocal inflection matters. It matters because it gives you emotional communication. It makes the vocal performance feel personal and alive. Also, it gives you musical interpretation. Two singers can perform the same melody with different inflection and create completely different moods. And then the last one is genre authenticity. Each genre has its own inflection style, like I gave you some before. Ignoring it can make your performance sound off, and I don't mean off key, sound off the style. Now I told you we'll come to this part where I'm gonna tell you how to train your pitch inflection. So number one, listen and imitate. Study vocalists known for expressive inflection. Study them and learn to listen closely and imitate them. Number two, use slow down tools. Use apps that you can download the song into and slow it down to any degree you want to. Phones come with recorders that have slowing down tool or slowing down function in it. So you can slow it down so you can hear every single note, and then try slowly and then speed it up a bit, and then try faster and then faster until you get to the right speed. Also, record and reflect. Record yourself doing different inflections on the same phrase. Compare versions and decide which emotional impact you prefer. And now here's a final thought. Pitch inflection is not about singing wrong notes, no. It's about coloring the right notes with emotional meaning. Mastery of pitch inflection can transform a technically correct performance into a memorable one. Now, before I go, why don't you tell me which one out of all these pitch variation inflection, which one is your favorite? You can put your answer in the comment section. Which one do you think you can do? And don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And there's a join button that you can click to be a special member. And you can use it to support this channel, choosing from 3 categories. For now, I'm gonna say goodbye.
If you can talk, you can sing. There is really nothing to it.
Breathe in, breathe out, and a little vibrato. You silly one can sing, but you gotta be consistent.
Know your do re mi is just like 1, 2, 3.
You will be the best and you will sing so well. It's time to sing with Frank and T.